What's going on, everyone? Welcome. This is the Warehouse Series, and this is Discord Friday. First, I want to start off by saying I apologize for canceling my live on Monday. That was my fault for scheduling that on the day of my wife's surgery. My wife's surgery is early in the morning, so I thought I was going to be home in time, but it did not work out that way. I'm probably going to push it back to either the end of the month or next month. I got a lot of things coming up with my kids' dental appointments and stuff like that, and I just don't want to start pushing something in there. So we're going to get something scheduled, and hopefully we can get a nice live show going. With that being said, guys, if you are not a member of Discord, subscribe to the channel. All this stuff over here, it's much appreciated. Let's get on to Discord Friday. All right, guys, let's take a look at the first order. There's a couple things going on here that I like. Now, I forget who said it. It was either somebody or Discord or on a video. I don't remember who said it, but they said basically in a roundabout way, they're saying if your warehouse has it slotted wrong, then so be it. Then that's a warehouse problem. I beg to differ on that. Me personally, I think that just because something the warehouse screws up, it doesn't mean that I should be a screw up. All right, and what I'm getting at is the eggs. All right, because I told you eggs should not be on top of anything, but for some reason, if your warehouse does it that way, then we need to do something to make sure that these eggs, if they crack open, they're not going to leak on other product and ruin the cases. So guys, I believe that whatever you do in life, you should have some pride in it. It doesn't matter if you're working at Mickey D's or if you're throwing boxes in a warehouse. You should always take pride in your work. When you leave at the end of the day, I swear you're going to feel that much better. Who cares if the warehouse? Guys, I hate my warehouse, all right? I can't stand being there. It bothers the heck out of me, but when I'm in that building, I'm still doing a good job. The bag, love it. Slip sheet, love it. We did a double protection here to make sure these eggs do not leak here. We got the banana bag and we got the slip sheet. I appreciate this person for going out of their way to make sure that no eggs are going to leak on any other product. All right, guys, this next one we're going to look at is this one right here. And remember, guys, I don't look at names when I screenshot stuff over on Discord anymore. So I'm not sure if this is the person that says they know how to build, but they just throw fast. Either way, I'm telling you right now, if you go a 150 on this, I'm going to get a 140 on this, and I'm going to build it a lot better. All right, I'm telling you right now, dairy is very easy to stack. And when you have that system, guys, that's why what Jeremy was saying, keep teaching what you're doing. And, don't change the way you're teaching, because I am still a true believer that if you establish that system early in your career, hopefully through those, probation weeks, when you get the throwing fast in the warehouse, your pallet should still look good, because I am still knowing where I'm putting my cases at. This is a very easy stack. I know it's a lot of cases, but this is a very easy stack. Dairy is very easy, and I have a system to throw in this, and I guarantee I could bust this order out big time with 0 slip sheets, 0 cases falling over, and it's going to look 10 times better than this. All right, that's if you're the person throwing fast to the warehouse. Now, if you're not, and this is a new person, let's break it down. So I'm going to go right down here. We need to utilize all the board. All right. So these 2 country crocs or whatever these are right here, remember, guys, when you have 2 cases facing back, so these 2 cases would have been right here facing back, perfect solid corner. These long cases right here, the yogurts, anytime I get 2 of them, I'm using them on a back corner or a front corner. Now, we did use them on a corner, but I use them to bring them in and tie my middle section with my corner. So these long cases is a perfect opportunity to stay level between one of your corners and your middle. So you got an option between 4 corners and the middle being somewhat level, so we could bring those cases over time in. This big white case here, man, that's a perfect case to tie in. And we can't do it because we're turning our cases the direction I hate with the cross and T. My cross and T, all these cases should be facing this way. It leaves a lot more room to bring cases inwards. But we're just leaving way too many big holes, relying on these slip sheets. Please, if you're a new person, and you're not the person that I'm thinking you are, if you're a new person, go to my selection playlist, all right, and go to dairy. And you're going to see some of my dairy pictures, and hopefully you get a little strategy and a little bit better concept of how to throw dairy, because it's a very easy part of the warehouse to throw. All right, guys, so the next one we'll look at is this one right here. Now, I really like this because it goes on what I was saying last week when I said group light cases together. Now, we got some tees down here, it looks like, some type of tees. I still say utilize your whole pallet. Guys, I promise you it is so important to bring even if it's an inch. It is so important to bring your cases all the way to the outside of the perimeter of the pallet. But we group light cases together, kept light cases together. It looks like Gatorades. We got Can Pop in the back, keeping it together. You know, guys, just what do I say? Perfect base. We got all these Roman noodles up here, and look what we did. We get two rows the same, 2 rows the same, 2 rows the same. We didn't sit there and alternate every single row. And I guarantee they threw this top part a lot quicker than the bottom. So take your time, build that nice solid base, and you're going to be able to fly through. If you rush this, believe it or not, this is going to be a problem up here. You're going to have to stop, wrap it, possibly, you know, have a pallet falling over. It is so important to take your time on this, especially when you have a small case base. Front pallet looks just as good. This is the person that I was talking about with the waters in the warehouse. We have all these waters as well. It's amazing how much water we store in the warehouse. All right, guys, you know, when I see simple pallets like this, I always like to reiterate, this is what you should be making your time on. This is what you should be listening to in the headset. This is knowing your warehouse. This is our 68 out. I know if I hear 6.8, I already know I'm getting this product. So you already have a blueprint of what the pallet's going to look like. Now I'm listening to my Vocollect. I told you, it tells us where we start, where we end, how many cases at how many pick locations in the cube. It's very important to listen to all those things if they tell you that, because I know where I start, where I end. I know how big my pallet's going to be, and I know how many cases. If I have 100 cases at 70 pick locations, I got some quantities coming. I'm going to have 2 full pallets in this section in the warehouse if I have 100 cases. But this here, probably about, you know, 50 some cases, 40 some cases, you know, maybe a 50 some cube pallet, I'm gone. All right. I know exactly what that pallet's going to look like in my head before I throw one case. That's why it's so important to learn that stuff. But this is the part of the warehouse that you're crushing your times on. And you could throw this in less than 20 minutes and still make it look like this. All right, guys, this one right here I really like. This is a you know, really nice looking pallet. Now we got wood back here, plastic up here. You know my theory on that. I think we should be using plastic. I don't like I just noticed you got juice on its side. Man, I was really hoping this was going to be a really good pallet that is just solid all the way around. It sure to heck looks like you have liquid on its side. Do not put liquids on their sides, guys. 0 liquids on their sides. I don't care what any senior selector in your warehouse says. I don't care what your management says. They should frown upon it. But I am a 1,000% firm believer that no selector should be putting liquids on their sides. So don't do this, please. Other than that, I don't mind this on its side because it's like, if it looks like a cheese box, it looks like some type of cheese. It's not going to crush it. We're towards the top of the pallet now. If that was all the way down here, we're putting weight on it, I'm going to frown upon it. But we're up towards midway, and we got a bunch of light stuff on top. So, and you tied in nicely. And when we tied in, we stayed coming in. So we kept some of that pressure off and put it towards the middle of the pallet. You did a real nice job on your corners, tying them in. Your base is perfect. First 2 layers are absolutely perfect. And I don't even mind this back here. You did a real nice job with the GTs. Just a great job, you know, kept the smaller cases on the middle. We bridged here. Not my favorite thing to do in the middle of the pallet. I mean, it is what it is. I'm not saying you guys have to adapt exactly what I say, whatever I build, but take some pointers away from me. If you guys, all selectors watching this channel, if you take one thing away from me, that should be not putting liquids on their side. So let's try to keep those liquids upright, or let's not try, let's do it. Let's keep the liquids upright, and you're building fantastic pallets. These bigger cases like this, you know, well, you're towards the top of your pallet. But remember, guys, whatever section of the warehouse you're in, the bigger cases should be on the corners, and the smaller cases should be on the inside of that crossing T. All right, guys, so now we're going to pan around that one and look at this, because this goes right back to what I was saying. I love it, all right? Tuck these in don't ever put these on a corner. Keep them towards the middle of the pallet. Keep your nice solid boxes on the outside. I don't mind that it's a corner, all right? It's probably your front corner, and I don't mind it because it's on a nice flat surface on these pickles, and you're nice and solid. It's just a nice solid corner right there. I really like it. We utilize the slip sheet on top of our base. I like it. I mean, like I said, everything on this, we have, it looks like something's upside down up here. Guys, if these are yogurt cups, keep them upright. All right, I consider that a liquid, and they can leak out as well. I'm just a firm believer keeping anything that has that type of liquid in there, keep it upright. All right, I wanted to end on something different. This right here, Jeremy posted this, and I want to tell you, I can't tell how many times this has happened at our warehouse. Guys, we use the reach lifts. All right, so this is the pacer lift, and we don't use this whenever there's a big gap in between the truck and the dock plate. We gotta try to get a pallet off so we can put that dock plate down. What I do is I usually have a second set of eyes with me, because my set of eyes are looking up at the door. All right, because the last thing you want to do is hit the garage door going up, the dock door, and damaging it and possibly getting removed from the schedule for doing that, because that is not a cheap door. I'll tell you that right now, especially if they're automated. So I look up at the door. I try to line up my forks first with my reach all the way out, and then I will look up at the door and have someone tell me up or down, tilt up, tilt down, and then I will extend out and try to start just 1 inch at a time, guys. This is not, you're not on the clock when you're doing something like this, so take your time doing it. I will get it, just get under there enough, drag it up to put the tilt up, and just drag it until I can get my forks under there enough to get it off the truck. Guys, a good forklift operator could do it with the stand-up reach lift. Now, there are warehouses that don't want you doing that, and they actually have a beam up there to prevent you from doing that. So other than that, I don't know what to tell you. There are warehouses that have a metal plate that you could stick in here to extend that off and bridge it from the... So guys, if you have a metal plate that bridges from here to the truck, don't skip out. Go get the metal plate. If you're not allowed to use the reach lift to get it, go get the metal plate that folds right in here. If you guys are at a warehouse, you know what I'm talking about. If your warehouse has it, just go get it. Take the 10 minutes to go get it, come back, so you're not doing this and possibly getting ran up for. All right, guys, that's it for today. My green screen's falling down. I love this thing. I appreciate you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next week, and I will let you guys know when I'm going to schedule live. I'm going to schedule it weeks ahead of time so we know we're good, and hopefully we can get everybody on board. Have a good day, guys.